So today we're looking at 5 practical gift ideas for landscape photographers. So buying a gift for a landscape photographer can be a difficult task. First, a lot of the things we like as landscape photographers, a new lens, an upgraded camera body, or even new filters for a lens, those are all sort of expensive and often outside the realm of what most people are going to be buying you for a holiday. The other factor is a lot of the items that we purchase and we do a lot of research on, whether it be watching a ton of YouTube videos like this, or doing a lot of reading or seeing what friends have, and so we get very picky about brand and specifics. So it's easy to go wrong or hard to find the thing that the photographer is going to want. So my approach to these holiday gift guides is for things that are practical, things that will help your favorite landscape photographer on your list without being super difficult to track down and without being super expensive. So today, these are 5 things that over the course of the year I've found very useful to have in my camera bag or back at the office to work with my photography. And that's what we're going to look into today. So if you're looking for that bright, what new lens should I get or what new camera should I get, this is not the video for you. This is the video for people that are looking for a practical gift for the landscape photographer on your list. Or if you're a landscape photographer looking to be able to give a list to people over the holidays for things you'd like to have. So let's dive right into that with the first one. So first up on the list are external SSD drives. Now I had external hard drives on my list last year, which I included both SSD and hard disk drives for a photographer on my holiday gift guide. This year I'm changing that to be just external SSD drives. With prices being what they are, the amount of storage you're able to get, and just the overall ruggedness of these drives, an SSD drive is just really the way to go. My 2 favorites are the Samsung T7 Shield drive, as well as still the SanDisk Extreme Pro rugged drive. Both of these drives are rugged drives, so they're rough and tumble. They've got a certain level of waterproofness and dustproofness to them, depending on which drive you're picking. And I find them very handy for backups when on the road. So when you're traveling, I can go out and take my photos during the day, come back to the place I'm staying, copy my photos off my memory cards onto an external drive, stash the external drive either in a hidden spot in the car or somewhere in the backpack, just so I have those images protected while I'm out there. Now, I've been using the SanDisk Extreme Pro for a while, and it's been working really well. This is a 2 terabyte version. They come in 1, 2, and 4, I believe. A great drive, nice, small, and compact, and a pretty decent drive. But I've been moving over to these Samsung T7 Shield drives. I already had a Samsung T7 drive. It was external, and it was nice, quick, and fast. The Shield version just comes with this sort of rubber coating on the side, and it is rated to an IP65 dust and water rating, which means it's resistant to dust, as well as it can take splashes and sprays of water. I found the T7s very fast. I can edit video off of them. File copies are super fast. Can't go wrong with either, depending on which one's on sale at a particular time. But I'm leaning towards these Samsung Shield T7s. And like I said, these are one of the things, as you can see, I already have 2. If someone got me another one, I certainly would not be disappointed. I just find them very versatile for extra storage at home, editing video off of, I'd call my photos on them, and like I said, backups out in the field. Next up on the list are these Giotto's Rocket Air blowers. And I have 2 of them. I actually have the smaller one. This is the one that goes in my camera bag and that I carry and travel with me all the time. And I've got this larger one that I use here at home. One thing that I've noticed when I've been shooting with the Nikon mirrorless is they're very sensitive to getting dirty sensors, get a little dust in there, anything like that. So I like to have the small one in my bag so I can do some impromptu cleanings. I like to try to do it only in the evenings when I'm in a nice, secure, sheltered area. However, there's been times when I've been out in the field and I've noticed a little piece of sensor dirt or a little bit of dust or something like that, and I'll shield it and I'll pop it open and be able to blow it off with this. Use this one at home, a little bit more power, a little bit more volume to move some air around, a little bulky for the bag. So take this one with me, this one for home. So the reasons I like these particular blowers is they have a one-way valve in them to help keep you from sucking dust in and then blowing it right back into your sensor, which is important. Has these little feet on it so you can just sort of stand like right there and not roll away or anything like that. The rubber arm's nice and quality, plenty of air volume. So these have just been super handy. Like I said, this one's always in my bag. This is the one I keep back at the home office, and they've been super handy to help keep my sensor clean when it's out in the field. And my third item on the list, it's sort of mundane, but I find it super useful when you're out in the field doing landscape photography, and that is a microfiber cloth. This is one of the bigger ones. It's by Zeiss. I keep it in my camera bag, nice and big, and I find these super handy to have in your camera bag when you're out and about. Things I use it for when I'm changing filters. Sometimes I'll accidentally smudge the filter, and now you've got that little smudge on there where you turn a photograph. So you can take that microfiber cloth, clean it right up out in the field. Another time it's useful is if you're near waterfall spray, the water's coming down, the spray getting on the lens. It's nice to be able to just sort of wipe that lens down. Used it in the snow when there's some snowflakes getting stuck to the front element of the lens, or even when you're out on a drizzly rainy day when you're taking photos, you get your shot all lined up, you get your focus in there, just pop out there, take a quick wipe down the front element of the lens, keep it nice and clean. So that's something I've found super useful to have in my camera bag. You can never really have too many of them. I really like this larger Zeiss one, but there's little tiny ones too. I've got this little Westcott one that fits in this little pouch, just like this. Super small. This one can even clip, to a bag or something like that. So that's super handy as well. Highly recommend keeping those microfiber cloths out there. They're easy to find, and they're a great thing to have in a landscape photographer's bag. So the fourth thing I've started using this year are tech pouches. And what tech pouches are, these are just these little small bags. This is one of my smaller ones. This is one of my mid-sized ones. And I can put my various chargers, batteries, cables, cords, memory card readers, and everything like that. And these are just sort of no names off of Amazon. This is called Mystery Ranch brand. They make fancier ones that have a little more internal organization, but these have worked out really well. For example, this is one of my smaller ones. I'm able to keep spare batteries in here, memory card pouches, and even like tripod plates, brackets for my phone, things like that. And what I can do is I can just put it all in here and it sits in my pack, and whenever I need to do a battery change, either from my Nikon camera or from my video camera or my GoPro, I know I just need to look for the bright orange bag, pull it out of the bag, pop it open. It saved me so much time of fumbling through my big camera bag, looking in hidden compartments and trying to find just what I'm looking for. I found this super handy. The larger bag I tend to use for memory card readers like this. I keep a battery charger in there. I have some cleaning supplies in there. I have a USB-C hub, things like that. So it's a little bigger, and the reason I find that one very useful is as I started doing a lot more trips this year, I kept having high anxiety over, did I get the right memory card readers? I'm going to be gone 3 or 4 days. I want to be able to pull the photos off my camera, make sure I have the right chargers. And so what I found is if I started keeping all of my stuff in this medium-sized bag all the time, even when I'm at home, I would always have everything I need to connect card readers to the computer, to charge things, to clean things, to cable something from point A to point B. I always had that stuff all the time, and I got in the habit of keeping it all in this bag even when I was at home. So when I was packing for a trip, all I had to do was grab this bag, and I know from daily use that I keep everything I need in this bag. So it caused way less anxiety when I was heading out on a trip or having to pack quickly or anything like that. I could just go grab this bag from my office, and I knew I had everything I needed. So I know it seems a little strange, but these tech pouches have really made my life a lot easier, and highly recommend them. I will link to these particular ones down below, and I'll put some others in there that have a few extra features like little inside compartments and things like that. But highly recommend these tech bags if your landscape photographer is not using them yet. I found them super handy and have made my life easier. So the fifth item is not gear at all, but rather it's photography books. And when I say photography books, more photography books for inspiration, regular inspiration, and not technical books on aperture, ISO, and things like that, but more just about the art of photography in general. And I've read several over the course of the year. So the first book to sort of highlight here is this Nature Landscape Volume 1. This is from the Natural Landscape Photography Awards, which is a relatively newer contest that has great judging panel. And what they did is not only the winners, but high-ranking photos from that competition were put in this book. So what I like about the book is it's got a wide variety of photographers. So you're sure to find a style in there that you like, and it's really sort of inspirational. There's some forwards in there and some really great photos in the book. Another book I picked up this year was Guy Towle's More Than a Rock, and it's really just sort of a look at really looking at landscape and your surroundings a little more differently, a little more intimate, a little more small scenes type photography, and just a little more about what photography should mean and can mean. So it's more of an essay book than it is a picture book. There are some photos in there which are great, but it's a great book as well to read through. And again, it's not a technical book. It's more of just a how to see the landscape photography different. Sort of break out of your mold of walking up to the grand landscapes and just shooting these big scenes, but really getting into there a little more intimate with your photography. So it's been a good read. And finally, I even picked up a magazine subscription to Arizona Highways again. I'm a big fan of the Southwest, even though I live in the Midwest. I used to live in the Southwest, but I love the canyonlands. I love canyons. I love the desert. So I picked up a magazine, Arizona Highways subscription, And while it's not specifically photography related, it has a lot of awesome photos about the region. So it's nice to sort of get that monthly perk of seeing those pictures and being able to see that. Sort of causes some inspiration, lets you see other photographers' work. Great thing that, you know, like I said, it comes about monthly, so you can sort of look in and get some inspiration each month. So it's really a great gift as well. So if you know the landscape photographer on your list has a certain interest in a certain photographer, a certain region, sometimes you can look for those tourism magazines that we're going to come to their house with some stunning imagery in it to help give them ideas, keep them motivated, and keep them excited. So that's this year's holiday gift guide video for landscape photographers. I hope you found it useful. Like I said, my holiday gift guides tend to focus more on the affordable and what's easily found as opposed to the expensive high-dollar items, just because it's easier to find these gifts and yet they're still infinitely useful to landscape photographers. I will put links to everything that I talked about down below in the description. And like I said, I do use affiliate links, so if you want to click through those and purchase something that really helps, it doesn't cost you any more money, but it does throw a little bit of extra money towards me to help support the YouTube channel, and I really appreciate that. If you liked today's video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see future landscape photography content from me, including tips, tricks, mini gear reviews, behind the scenes, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any landscape photography content from me in the future. And thank you for watching.